Hello, everyone. But I just started actually closing this thing up. What I wanted to do is, after I get done building this track, I'm gonna save a copy of it and then build a secondary track on the inside of the building. I'm just thinking of what I wanted to do with it. Whenever you see me pause and just do nothing, I'm just sitting there thinking and trying to visualize. Visualizing. So much spam placing of objects. Sorry, 1 second, I need to open up my dashboard and plug my laptop in. Alright, I got you. What's up, Ricky? Sorry I didn't really have anything catchy to say because I'm just building. Oh, jeez. When the game lags like that, normally what I like to do is I'll force it to load another track. Because this game is prone to crashing, so if my stream just randomly ends, just assume it was the game that crashed. Here, let's just drive this for a little bit. This is the track I made. I think you've already seen it before. Oh my word, I need to turn down my TV. Where's my remote? Remotus controlus. Volume lowerus. Look at all those dogs. Dog, 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 dog. One cannot forget dog. And then there's the actual dog that's playing. Too many coots. Too many coots. Too many coots. Oh, I did the same thing my other ghost did. I did pass me. One does not simply say that a company is giving... Oh my god, I got distracted. Darn it! One does not simply say that the publisher of a company can guarantee that the game will even be created. The only thing they're confirming is that there will be another Team Ninja RPG that will be focused around samurai style stuff. That's all they've confirmed. There is nothing about it actually being Nioh 2. Believe me, I was excited when I heard it too, but when the publisher is the company that's making the promises and not the actual game developer, it should have been fucking Team Ninja that came out and said, hey, we got the licensing confirmation to make Nioh 2, and then showed like a screenshot of it or something like that on their Twitter. That's how you get people interested, because it doesn't spoil anything about the game, it just lets you know that it's actually, like, they have the trademark for it, so it's going to be developed, pretty much. Or at least, if it isn't developed, it'll be known as something that was canceled, because they knew that there was actually, like, evidence for it existing. Also, I can't drive and talk at the same time. I'm just saying, I know Sony owns the IP and everything, But if it isn't Team Ninja and they're just like, yeah, Neo 2 is going to be developed by a completely different company, I'm going to go in response to that. Team Ninja might have not been the best company to do it, but honestly, if you're gonna have any company make a game like that, it would probably be the one that makes the Ninja Gaiden games. Because the one problem that I always had with the Ninja Gaiden games in general is just the gearing system doesn't make you, well, I shouldn't even say gearing system. The lack thereof a gearing system sometimes makes you feel like you're not actually gaining anything over time. Because, and let's be honest, a lot of the Ninja Gaiden games, especially the later ones, were not great in both the controls, the difficulty, and just the way the game felt. But those are my opinions. Some people might differ. I know Neo shares some similarities with some of their previous action games. But that's mostly just because of the engine that they use to build it off of. Oh! Succotash. And plus, it's not going to be out until like 2020 or 2022. I wouldn't want it to be out soon. If it's going to come out like next year or early next year, I would be like, oh man, that means that they probably already had been developing it like fucking when Neo was still technically relevant. And they were still making DLC for that, and they pull like a Dark Souls 2 shenanigans with like Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 all being developed like side by side of one another, and all using the same engine because of it. Dark Souls 2 being the most odd one, mostly just because a different team was at the helm of making the actual core design of the game. And then it didn't help that Dark Souls 2 also, like, and this is just the story that is accepted, there was like something wrong with the game in development, and they had to scrap the old version of Dark Souls 2 and then rebuild the game in like an entire year. Because you can go and look up footage of Dark Souls 2 from like the original 2014 or 2013 presentations versus the actual release in 2014. And it's just like astonishing. Like the Dragon Airy is a completely fucking different feel to it. Like there's so many, your screen is just orange with sunlight and stuff like that. It looks like Bloodborne level of graphics, because that's what it originally was intended to look like. More like Bloodborne. But they had to rebuild so much of the game outside of like textures and stuff like that, because of course half of the weapons in Dark Souls 2 are just ported models of things that already existed in the previous games. Yes! The Trackmaster! On my own track! Oh yeah, I just wanted to show this for the hell of it. I did manage to get to Black Series. Well, Sony says they're making it because their money is what goes into the game development. The actual company that develops the games to make the actual game. And Sony will sometimes give them their in-house software or something, sort of like what Microsoft will do with companies. It's what From Software did with Sony to make Bloodborne. Which there's that other From Software title that's supposed to happen sometime. Probably not in the near future, but sometime. I don't know if I'm even gonna play it or not, though, if I'm honest. This track is pretty cool if you haven't seen it yet. I started making it the other night. I wanted it to just be like a building. I know it's not very specific, but that's just what I mean. Just a giant ass building. Oh, bad. Oh. This part took me so long to get to work. I want to... because they don't have any in-turning pieces for this thing. Like, if I wanted... there's no, like, round transfer piece that goes in the middle there. It's like, that ain't gonna work. You aren't exactly given the best selection of stuff, considering half of the stuff that you can use isn't available from the track, isn't available in the track creator on the console version. Because you can't, like, angle pieces or anything like that in this game. So you just gotta find something that works. It's alright. I've got an idea anyways. Super Uber. You know what game that's from? I was talking about SSX 3 the other day, so I got out my copy of it and was playing it. Super Uber. I know I spoiled the guess, but whatever. Spoiled it. You spoiled it. Spoiled it. Oh, here we can do turbo. Oh, I might have to plug those windows up and put them somewhere else. I have to put them like along the side of this because this is all going to be encased. I just wanted to build like the general structure of things temporarily and then finish the track, because if you do the track first and then start placing stuff, you might not exactly know how you want it to be set up and then regret doing it later. So I'll like make an entire section and then test it several times, and then after I'm comfortable with it is when I'll like bash half of these down by just mashing the delete button, and then I'll wall this in to this side. Because I need to meet up with this eventually, but that's going to be easy. I wanted to see if I could get away with doing like some funky ass wall ride shenanigans. I wanted to do a turbo boost here, and then, but I need it to be lined up perfectly. But it's a grid system, so I'll have to and I don't want it to be too tall. I want the landing zone to be about What are these here for again? Is there a... Oh yeah, that's fine. I can just... Hold on, I gotta free up a little bit of track space with the pillar removers. Plus, this is gonna become floor anyways. And I'll put up walls so you can't just cheese it. The only thing I'm a little bit... I kind of want this to come in at a sharper angle. Like that, maybe. Yeah. That should be good. What'd you say, no? No to. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Again, when I try to, like... I'm trying to, like, think, like, 30,000 track pieces in advance. Because that's just how my brain likes to work. And no, there is no bulk place function. Like, I can't just click and hold place and it will place them. Because it will, the auto place feature is garbage, as you can see. when I keep accidentally pressing X twice. See, the only thing I hate about these wall pieces is it creates this gap which cannot be filled in by anything. So I might pull back the wall ride one block entirely, because that'll be easier. You see, I can't fill this in because I already have scenery objects here. So I might... Oops. I might just... Sorry, I had to delete all the shitty little blocks that I placed. There we go. Alright. Oops. And the only thing left to do is test if you can make anywhere near it, or how hard it is. Until I put the wall, because I'm going to add a bunch of wall pieces to help be a guide for your car's tires. Also might change that section into a jump. Oh wow. I need to put walls so my brain recognizes it as such. There we go. Trying to like think about what I want to do with the track and drive requires my track to already have walls on it. So I just put like minute walls on the corners where you can't really see anything. I'm going to add more boosts as well. This is just a test. Oh, that is a little bit off. And I mean that is just in my car is like at an angle for whatever reason. That's so like disorientating beyond belief. Definitely need more wall pieces there so I can come off of it. Less goof. And more slide to the side. There we go. Now we try. Actually, why am I starting from this checkpoint? Start on the angled one. Like right there, I could really use the boost. That's a little bit better. I just need more guiding wall pieces. Drop like a brick. Oh yeah. And that's gonna be indoors, so like it's gonna look completely different than it looks now, but it'll be cool looking, to say the least. Now let's put the fucking walls back on this shit so it doesn't look as stupid. I need more of a landing zone as well for this. These will get replaced also with scenery orientated ones later. Let's try that. Ghost of Tsushima. I hope you enjoy it, Hiram. Oh, too grip. Too much grip. I stuck to it too good. Oh. Whoosh. That's what you call a whoosh. Oh no. Yeah. How do I avoid that problem? Do I need to have a smaller jumping portion and a bigger landing zone? Yeah, the nose of the car. Oh my god. Stop being the scrub lord. Get some speed. There you go. Oh my. I'm getting so tired of the puttering car that's like groaning. Oh. There you go. No, I haven't seen much of it. I've heard other people talk about it, though. But 90% of the time, games that other people talk about aren't games that interest me. I'm just saying because it's an honest opinion. It's why you don't see me play a lot of games. I'm just experimenting with something here. Oh yeah, you're gonna go way too far for that. Ah, what the fuck? Itchy foot. I'm just thinking right now. Just thanking. Doing that good old thank stuff. With my cranial region. I wish they had a four-way sign. I can use these, but those like use so much space. I think it's more worth it having it be for this side and going. Oh, that's the wrong slope. There you go. Alright. I just want to break the monotony. I don't have to save, quit, and reload the map. Oh, rolling. Roly-poly. I'm coming. Oh, geez. Why did I do that to myself? It's going to be a difficult track to drive for a lot of people. Yeah, I gotta turn that entire corner into ramp sections, I think. What if I do... What's the best way to approach this? Clearly it's in the way that you make the turn. But I don't know how I want to fix that. I kind of have this insane idea. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. What's that from? I think everybody knows what that is from. See, and this is what I mean by I don't like to build the structure, because if I had built the structure a square set around this, you see where I would have had to build the entire structure out a rectangle just because I made the turn. So it's like now if I decide to be like nitpicky with the way the track's put together, I can just change it. Because I didn't want it to just be a turn into there, because it just felt like, oh, I'm just going straight into this next turn. And I wanted it to be more just like a constant drift. Riddler. Evolved so much. Don't wait, fly. Shoot, fly. Don't bother me. I think it would still be cooler, yeah, if it was one block deeper. And that way you're forced to go down into the dungeons. I'll put some actual, like, signs here. In fact, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna just put a arrow sign down. There you go. Good. Very good. Get rid of the pillars. If you notice, it actually takes away stuff when I put stuff down, because the pillars take up more resources than a square track piece. In fact, if I just make a pillar by just making a stack of blocks, it's more efficient than if the game makes auto pillars. In terms of the resources, it's just it doesn't look as good, obviously. Oh wait, for a second I thought that was a part of the track, but it's not. It's just the foundation that I'm putting down for the building. I just put down all these things in corners so I know where I'm not going to need to put walls, because there's already multiple sides that are facing one way. Oh yeah, that's right, we need to save. Oh my god, for a second I thought my game crashed. I was like, oh, dead. No, I don't want someone to have to get sucked through the tiny tunnel. Like that. That would be so hard to get through regularly. Look at these things, they look like candles. I love that there's so much empty space in here that you can actually fit a blimp and it doesn't even look like it's that big in the environment. What? I bounce in between doing so many things at once. Here, we'll go back to roofing, to tiling, real quick. Oh wait, no, no, I don't want that there. Oh, I accidentally deleted a piece. There you go. I love this part, and that's why I sort of don't want to make this part of the structure too tall, except for at the wall jump. Because I just love this, like, moonlight coming in through the sides here. It just looks so good at the angle it's coming in. Completely unintentional. And this isn't even when the lighting is at good quality. This is just lighting at fast. Because when you validate a track, it'll change the lighting over to nice, which is with the full lighting engine. Because this is just simple lighting, which is why everything looks like it's being lit on a poorly optimized computer. It's like someone turned all the settings off in a Valve game. And it's just like, oh yeah, this is just how this looks. Delicious. Wait, what? That's a sign? Oh yeah, that's a sign in here. That's right. The structure's so multifaceted. And then it's like I said before, what I'm going to do when I actually finish this track is I'm going to save a copy of it and then probably like delete half of this and then just use this big building that I've created right here and make a sprint track inside of it. I had started placing the pieces down before, but then I was like, nah, I don't want to like clog up the track with a bunch of things that isn't even relevant to the track yet. But it'll still be cool when and if I do decide to do that. Have this entire like, because you see how this entire undersection has its own layer. I know it's hard to see because of the game's terrible camera, but oh, thanks game. Totally not blind right now for flashing me with like a fucking camera lens. But yeah, have like track pieces down here and then have it like loop through some of these like structures that I've accidentally created through trying to make the thing have more signs and shit like that. And then, of course, I'll change, like, this landing zone and the upper level of this that loops around to the landing zone. I'll change that part as well so that the track can get back onto this wall ride section. Because, honestly, this took me so long last night to do. I think I spent an hour and a half just getting this loop shit working. Because it's like a loop that loops into a loop, which then splits in half and comes out on like a middle layer right here, and then you come out over on this side. It's a lot more clustery than it looks when you do it. And I have it all blue themed because of the blue turbo boost, and if you're going blue miles per hour, then you're going fast enough to do it. Oh yeah, that's gonna be sweet. I'm glad I actually, like, mentally figured out how to do those kind of loop turns. Because this is actually, that kind of thing is what I was trying to figure out how to do over here. Well, I wouldn't even call it a loop. It's just like one of those highway hairpin sort of things. Just a drift angled loop. Or hairpin, I guess you would say. A key is what it actually looks like, in my opinion. It looks like a key. If you had a point of like a track piece or something here coming out, it would look like a key. Or a hairpin, which is why they call hairpins hairpin turns. Fun fact. By your local fucking retard. People would be like, a retard wouldn't be able to create a track like this. And it's like, dude, you realize that even though I'm being a retard, I also come from like a history of roller coaster tycoon games. In any games that had customizable, buildable roller coasters, and my favorite ones were the ones where you could have the like roller coaster detach and then reattach again. And that's sort of like what I guess you would say building, is just like a drift roller coaster. Most of my tracks are, I guess, drift roller coasters. Just because I hate obstacle tracks. Obstacle tracks are cool and all for the difficulty, but if you're just trying to like sit down and play the game with a friend, it's like obstacle tracks are the most fucking annoying things in the world. Because no one gets anywhere and no one feels gratified for doing anything. I like how this is considered a structure. Oh yeah, this is definitely a structure. I sexually identify as a structure. A strong female structure that don't need no male structure. Political. Political. Pobitable. Pillsbury Doughboyable. The game's gonna freeze for a sec, and it's gonna go, and then it's gonna, and then we quit. Load back to the main menu for a second. Let it be a dip nozzle. And then, bip, boop. I would have liked that if they had, like, when you chose an environment, if they had a different preset type for that environment that placed down different structures made of scenery objects like that. Like, just a giant building that's just built out of scenery objects that has the windows like that and stuff like that. And it's just hollow on the inside. And you can just build whatever thing you want on the inside of it, sort of thing. Because, see, it's like this track is actually pushing the height limits both to the bottom and to the roof. So the very, very bottom ramp that you start out at here is at the very, very bottom. So when you come off... sorry, I'm trying to find it. When you come off this ramp is at the very bottom. You can't go any lower. And then this ramp, all the way up here, is at the very peak. You can't go any higher. So you go all the way from the bottom back down and around again. Well, actually, the ramp that sends you up the first time sends you around the smaller loop that's only one, and then when it splits into three is when it's the loop that cuts around to the side. Also, why the fuck does that say... Why do they both say right? One's supposed to say left. There you go. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Pretty sure that's left. Eh. Eh. Wait, what is... Oh, yeah. I put that there because it created pillars, but because now I have a platform underneath it, it no longer has pillars. The camera is not easy to work with in this game, being that everything is fixed position and grid-based. Even the camera, like, if you hold it, it just goes pipping around. You get these angles. That's it. And if you try to get close, it always puts the object at, like, the upper center of the screen instead of actually centering it on the screen. I don't know whose fucking genius idea that was. Should have put it towards the bottom of the fucking screen, you dingo dial. Oh my god, it takes so long to get back to the top. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. Dun, 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 dun. The funny thing about lighting is that you probably just seen is that it doesn't dynamically adjust the lighting in fast graphics mode. So you actually have to save, quit out, reload back into it for the lighting to readjust. And you, when placing down objects with lights on them, you don't even get to see what the light looks like until you save it. Also, I forgot to like comment on your joke earlier, but yeah. Your other right is what your left is. It's just your other right. That's what my grandpappy used to say. Not really, though. I made that joke, like, ironically being, like, a thing, not even relevant to the situation that happened in my life recently. Just saying. I was watching some Gordon Ramsay earlier, and him and a lot of other UK people always love using the term geezer. Geese. Wait, so this one should be green. And then left is red. So center is dead. Yellow equal dead. White equal dead? Orange equal dead? No, white. Let's just go white. Well, actually, I kind of just want to... Let's try it with that. Let's see how difficult it becomes. Look at these camera angles, dude. What the hell? That's not the checkpoint. There we go. It's so hard to tell. Wait, does that... Oh, you can't place it. That's right, because the stupid dangles stick up out of the roof. Well, darn tootin'. I don't know, I like the... The only problem is that, like I said, you have to, like, fucking keep saving the game, closing the game. Or not closing the game. Closing your track, reopening the track. And then doing it again to see what it looks like, because the lighting doesn't change until you fucking reload. I'm gonna stop repeating myself. Streamer, you've already said that like 6 times already. That snort was wet. Wet snort. Moist. My favorite word in the dictionary. Moist. Ultra moist. Super Uber. Sorry, I've had that stuck in my brain since I played it earlier. I just loaded up one of my old save files. And just went down from the top peak to the bottom peak. Did my controller stop working? What the hell? I can't... The track builder just fucking locked up on me. Well, I'm sorry. What do you mean the system update? Mine's not letting me press the options button or anything. What the hell? I don't even have a notification for the system update. Yeah, but that's completely unrelated. I've never had this happen with any of my other games. Where I can open up this menu, but I can't move my cursor or do anything anymore. So I'm gonna have to end my stream and start up a new one. And hope it doesn't corrupt my fucking track. At least I saved recently. Jeez. Well, I'll be right back, everyone.